It's the last day of the month of October in the year 2025. Good morning. Welcome to the Morning News. It's coming to you live from the news app here at Isarikanda. We're live on Facebook. It's TV3 Ghana. On DSTV, it's channel 279. My name is George Queenie. Top of the stories this hour. Office of the Special Prosecutor to press charges against former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta and 5 others with various corruption and corruption-related offences over GRA and SML deal. Former Director of the National Service Authority, or CSCB entry, spending the night in custody after failing to meet the bail conditions. Also coming up this morning, fire destroys China City Mall at Santasi in Kumasi, damaging goods worth millions of Ghana cedis. Well, we have details of these stories and more coming up in the next 20 minutes. If you spend your time with me, we can also get interactive with us. We are live on Facebook. It's TV3 Ghana. And now, the Office of the Special Prosecutor is to press charges against former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta and several other former government officials by the end of November 2025. This follows a detailed investigation into alleged corruption and related offences over the controversial Ghana Revenue Authority and Strategic Mobilization Ghana Limited deal. Eric Marinegbata was at the press conference and came through with this very report.
After months of what the Special Prosecutor Kese Jabin says is painstaking investigation undertaken by his office, he has arrived at the conclusion, along with the office, that 6 individuals will be charged before the end of November with various offences for the contractual arrangement entered into between the Ghana Revenue Authority and Strategic Mobilization Ghana Limited, SML. In what has been a painstaking breakdown of activities involving the former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta and 2 former commissioners of the Ghana Revenue Authority, Kese Jabin, went through the process of incorporation of Strategic Mobilization Ghana Limited, its name changed from SMEL subsequently to SML, and arrived at the conclusion that after investigations, the country received no benefit from that contractual arrangement.
In a written complaint dated 18 December 2023 and addressed to the Special Prosecutor by Evans Ezia Momensa, Ajua Adubia Owusu, and Manasseh Azuri Awuni, journalists with the Fourth Estate, a non-profit investigative journalist project of Media Foundation for West Africa, the complainants petitioned the OSP to investigate contracts between MOF, GRA, and SML for possible corruption and a breach of the Procurement Act. The Special Prosecutor, upon determining that the complaint was within the mandate of the OSP, promptly authorized relevant officials of the OSP to commence preliminary investigation into the matter in accordance with Regulation 51B of LI 2374. The preliminary investigation was conducted with as little intrusion into the privacy of individuals and the business operations of corporate entities as the circumstances permitted. Following the KPMG audit, MOF, GRA, and SML acted on the KPMG recommendation of the consideration of shifting from a variable to a fixed fee structure in respect of downstream petroleum products audit. So by a memorandum of understanding signed on 1 November 2024, they changed the variable fee mechanism to a monthly fixed fee of 22,129,204 cedis 95 pesos, being, they stated, equivalent of $1,432,228 United States dollars 16 cents, inclusive of all taxes, at the prevailing Bank of Ghana exchange rate, which operated on 1st October 2024. In our estimation, the CD version of the stated fixed monthly fee in the 1 November 2024 addendum is unnecessarily deceptive, as the party's real intention as captured in Clause 13 of the MOU itself is a monthly fee of the stated figure in United States dollars. GRA has not paid SML since December 2024 as a result of the OSP investigation. And ladies and gentlemen of the press, action in respect of key actors. The outcome of the investigation is that the OSP will charge the following persons with various corruption and corruption-related offenses before the end of November 2025. 1. Kenneth Nanayao Oforiatta, former Minister of Finance. 2. Ernest Akori, Chef de Cabinet to Kenneth Nanayao Oforiatta as Minister of Finance. 3. Emmanuel Kofi-Nti, former Commissioner General of Ghana Revenue Authority. 4. Amishadai Owusu-Amoah, former Commissioner General of Ghana Revenue Authority. 5. Isaac Krenzel, former Commissioner of the Customs Division of Ghana Revenue Authority and General Manager of Strategic Mobilization Ghana Limited. 6. Kwejo Damwa, former Commissioner of the Customs Division of Ghana Revenue Authority and Member of Parliament for German South constituency. As part of the process, the OSP will seek to recover the financial loss caused to the Republic from the persons listed above. Also, the OSP will recover a total amount of 125 million cedis from SML by way of a disgorgement of unjust enrichment of overpayment by the return of the benefit of this amount it obtained unfairly at the expense of the Republic.
Well, let's see how this very development pans out in ensuing days, but hopefully we will follow up and update you subsequently in our bulletins. And now, former director of the National Service Authority, or say ACB NP, is spending the night in custody after failing to meet bail conditions. ACB NP, who pleaded not guilty to multiple charges of stealing, money laundering and causing financial loss to the state, was granted an 800 million CD bail with 6 sureties to be justified. Lady Duasari report.
Enchi made his first appearance before the court, where he pleaded not guilty to multiple charges, including stealing and money laundering. Deputy Attorney General Dr. Justice Remsai argued ACB allegedly authorized payment of over 500 million Ghana cedis in allowances to at least 60,000 non-existent national service personnel over a period of 4 years. He added that the former NSC director also acquired an e-switch card and registered as a national service personnel before submitting same card to GIPS for allowance payments. Between 2022 and 2024, the prosecution intimated that ACB was paid 8.2 million Ghana cedis. Counsel for the accused prayed for bail for his client, arguing that he was in a hurry to prove his innocence after being unjustifiably crucified in the media. He also prayed for an expeditious trial, adding that it will lead to an acquittal and discharge. The prosecution did not oppose the bail application, but prayed the court for enhanced conditions because some 1.5 billion cedis were stolen in the criminal enterprise. After listening to both counsel, Presiding Judge Kizita Na Kwakwashi granted the former National Service Authority director each of these guarantors must have landed property and submit their IDs with the court registry. Meanwhile, the accused, Osea Sibe Enchi, had been banned from leaving the country and were reported to the National Investigation Bureau on the first and third Wednesday of each month.
The former National Service Authority Director, Osei Asibe Enchi, is back in court on December 2 for the continuation of his case. Prosecution is expected to file all disclosures that they rely on in this case. We'll be back on that day to give you updates on the progress of this trial. Lord Ibrasari, TV3 News, Accra.
And our former Bafa Stock Chief Executive Officer Hanan Abdul Wahab and his wife Fiza Said Wumi are still in custody despite being granted bail earlier yesterday. The couple, who pleaded not guilty to financial impropriety charges, are yet to meet bail conditions. Here's another report by Lord Edward Sare.
When the case was called, the former Bufferstock CEO and his wife pleaded not guilty to 24 counts of charges of stealing, defrauding by false pretenses, intentional dissipation of public funds, money laundering, and using public office for profits in the sum of over 60 million Ghana cedis. The prosecution, led by Deputy Attorney General Dr. Justice Shemsai, disclosed to the court that investigators alleged that they found a total of 161.4 million Ghana cedis in Fat Hausa Ventures accounts, which the couple allegedly invested in money instruments and other securities and investments products for their personal use and benefit. He told the court that the third accused person, Richard Sam Asante, a former head of finance at NAFCO, was on the run. Lead counsel for the couple, Joseph Benka, prayed for bail for them, urging the court that they were innocent until proven guilty. The prosecution did not oppose the bail application, but prayed for enhanced conditions. Justice Kokuvite then granted Hanan Abdul Wahab Aludiba a bail of 100 million cedis with 6 sureties thought to be justified, while his wife, Faiza Said Wuni, was granted 15 million Ghana cedis bail with 4 sureties, 3 to be justified. The court also ordered for their names to be placed on the stop list of the Ghana Immigration Service. Lawyer for the former Bufferstock CEO and his wife spoke to the media after proceedings.
I cannot for a fact state that we'll be able to go through everything today to enable them to go home, but we are putting our best together, and then our sureties are putting themselves also together to see how the bail conditions could be met before the close of work today. If we are unable to do it, we shall continue tomorrow, because the cry for justice is not on a silver platter, and we'll do that which will enable us to have the temporary reprieve for my client pending trial.
The case has since been adjourned to November 27 for continuation. Lord Idwasari, TV3 News, Accra.
Well, away from the court, let's head to the Ashanti region. And Kumasi China Mall is now a pile of ash and dangerously erected scaffolding. A fierce fire consumed the massive store in the early hours of Thursday. TV3's correspondent Ibrahim Abubakar reports goods worth millions of cedis were consumed by the blaze at the mega store located around Santas roundabout.
Not a pleasant Thursday for owners and workers of the China City Mall here in Kumasi. What you see behind me is the remains of a facility opened less than 6 months ago and has completely razed by fire. The blaze, according to eyewitness, is said to have begun from one of the external shops and spread rapidly through the mall, which houses numerous businesses primarily dealing in imported Chinese goods, including electronics, clothing, and household items. Firefighters from different stations quickly moved here to battle the inferno for hours before bringing it under control. Their efforts were reportedly hampered by the intensity of the fire. The regional fire commander, ACFO Peter Tete, who was at the scene, addressed the media.
The combustible materials that they sell over here, including the structure itself, makes it very possible for fire to spread very, very fast. Yes. So for now, the whole building has been engulfed. If you check the building, one, there are so many cracks in the building, and secondly, the building itself or the structure has tilted, which is so dangerous. We are not allowing anybody to get inside there.
Yeah, it's something that we are considering immediately. If you look at this wall, it's highly compromised. It's seriously compromised. We cannot leave it there. It poses a lot of danger for anybody who is working to bring down the fire or anybody who is within this environment. So as early as possible, we want to put this one down.
While no casualties have been reported, the economic impact is expected to be severe. The China City Mall has become one of the major commercial hubs in Kumasi since its establishment, known for its diverse range of affordable products. The police have cordoned off the area as fire officials begin the investigation to determine the exact cause of the blaze. Ibrahim Abubakar, TV3 News, Kumasi.
Well, we are seeking your views and observations on stories that I've aired so far, particularly on this very inferno in Kumasi. We are active on Facebook as TV3 Ghana. Engage us, hopefully. read them and share them to the rest of the world. And our government's ambitious plan to revive a national flag carrier and upgrade public transport is facing growing pressure from the minority in Parliament, which is demanding greater transparency regarding the processes for private sector engagement. Speaking on the floor of Parliament on Thursday, the Minister for Transport confirmed proposals have been received from interested parties, but refused to disclose any specific details of the proposals or the entities that submitted them, citing the submission of a proposal to the presidency for validation. This is how the debate unfolded on Parliament.
To inform this August House that the task force has made significant progress, a business model and operational framework to guide government engagement with potential strategic partner for the establishment of the national airline has been submitted to the office of the President. Mr. Speaker, the establishment of a national airline is a matter of strategic national importance. It is too early for me to start naming the investors or the proposals we have received, but I can tell you that with this business model, it will be the guide for us to engage those who have presented their proposals to partner government to establish a national air carrier.
You've mentioned receipt of proposals. The persons that sent the proposals, how did they know you were receiving proposals in respect of this business? How did they know? In the light of transparency, how did they know you were receiving proposals?
We have stages at which, when we get to, we will be able to account to our people. Now, for asking me why or how do people know I'm bringing proposals, they are business people. And every day, government receives proposals from people or interested parties to do business with government. And if you bring a proposal tomorrow, I will receive it. But at a time that it will be looked at, we have not yet gotten there. That is what I carry to you. And I'm not sure I can turn any Ghanaian or businessman away from expressing interest in having to partner government establish a national airline.
Honorable Minister, what I hear you saying is that proposals are being made to government, but government wants to define a business model to determine how to choose a strategic partner. So if we don't know what business model, because there are several business models, so unless you have decided on a business model, you cannot really decide what strategic partner to partner with. So is it the case that you are still at the point of determining the business model?
The task force has submitted a business model which we are using to determine which strategic investor to partner with. Thank you.
The Social Security and National Insurance Trust NET says it is in early stage discussions with strategic partners to revitalize some of its underperforming assets in the hospitality sector. However, Director General Kwesi Afre-Baini insists the trust remains firm in its decision not to sell any of its hotels, reaffirming its commitment to restoring their profitability.
SNET came under public scrutiny in mid-2024 following proposals to divest a 60% stake in 4 of its hotels, including Labadi Beach and La Palm Royal Beach. The move triggered widespread backlash, with organized labor threatening mass action and the National Pensions Regulatory Authority ordering a suspension of the sale. By May 2025, SNET's new leadership announced the hotels would be retained, citing improved returns and plans for expansion. Speaking at a media engagement event in Accra, the Director General disclosed that talks were ongoing to attract strategic investors to support the turnaround efforts.
We believe for this hotel to get to where we want it to be, we need partners who are deep in the hospitality industry, who can help us scale up this hotel. And the negotiations are at the very initial stages, and we will definitely keep the media and our stakeholders involved in any decision we make. But rest assured, we have no plan to sell any of our hotels.
SNIT says it remains committed to safeguarding the long-term sustainability of pension funds and ensuring uninterrupted monthly payments to beneficiaries. In line with this commitment, the trust has disbursed over 5 billion cedis in pensions payments so far this year.
Well, that's all time will allow us this morning. And for more news updates, just log on to our website, it's 3news.com. Also, follow my colleagues Kemini Amano and Mawin Egbeta at 12 on News Central. Thanks for watching. In a world where you can be anything, just be kind. It costs nothing to be kind. Thanks for watching. Good morning.
The month end. Today is the last day of the month.
Yes, 31st of October.
Yes.
Yeah.
October literally galloped.
Yeah.
The year is running very fast.
Yeah.
Next month is November.
Yes.
And then Christmas.
Wow. I know you love Christmas.
Yeah, I love Christmas. I love seasons to celebrate.
Yeah.
The year is coming to an end, and I remember at the start of the year on this show, we're talking about our resolutions and vision boards and things we wanted to do. And, you know, viewers also shared some of their plans with us. We have 2 months to go. How far? How far with the resolutions and the vision boards? Do you do resolutions? New Year
Not
resolutions?
necessarily.
Not?
Not
No?
necessarily.
Okay.
But sometimes, actually, last year I wrote some things down.
Okay.
And I text them along the way.
Okay, how is
Yes.
that going?
Yeah, I think it went well.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, that's good for you because according to some research we read in January,
yes,
about 70% of people who have resolutions will carry through to February.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just up to February?
Up to February. And then by March, over 70% of people with resolutions will fall off.
Maybe because a lot of the things I wrote down were
practical
and things within my control.
Okay.
Exactly. So I guess that's why I was able to get them.
Akable, did you have resolutions at the start of the year?
Yes, I did. What I mostly do is there are some years that I have like big ticket items, so like 1 or 2 things, and I
Like
want
a call to the bar?
Yeah, it was one of them.
Yeah.
There was a year also some years back. I just wanted to go to Legon. It was Legon or nothing else. I just took Legon for. So like it's mostly that way. Like I always have like one major ticket item, and I pray about it. I have a. You know, and I like the song.
Pastor Lawyer Blay.
I like that song we are playing. We have to be grateful. A lot of the times, when we are assessing the year, we tend to look at some of the big things that we wanted to do, but we know that the main thing is the life.
Yeah. The fact that we are alive.
Yeah, it's the life.
Yeah.
And you said something about how is it going with 2 months to go. I mean, if you have life, next year we go again.
Yes.
And we go again and we go again. There are those who just don't have the chance. It just ends that way within a second. And all the dreams, all what you have on a notepad, they just become memories. They become things that are not achieved.
Yeah.
So I always want to ask for God's blessing, life, and grace. And when we have a new year, we go again.
Yeah, you know what I'm so grateful for myself this year, and what I've come to realize is how sometimes a lot of things are happening and you want to see the results immediately, but things are being built within you.
Yes.
And I saw, just by chance, I don't know, but I saw so many imageries and write-ups that said that sometimes you see a tree maybe looking very tiny, but the root is really going very deep. And sometimes the root is very light and the tree is all flourishing. And I got deeper meanings of these graphics and some of the write-ups as well, so that even if you have physical plans, there are things that may not go as you wanted, but within you, you're building patience within you, and so many things. And I think one of the things that I didn't even write down, but it just dawned on me, was like, Beatrice, how are you managing your time, for instance? Weekends, instead of gallivanting all over the place, you want to at least find some time, read more, and relax more, just focus more.
Take care of yourself.
Exactly. So by the time you've reached the end of the year, you've built so much within you, and I really appreciate that.
That's true.
I really appreciate that.
I read this article. It was a post by a vlogger who said that oftentimes when we have all these dreams and we're in a hurry to achieve them, after you achieve them, the excitement wanes.
Yeah.
And then you start looking for the next big thing to do.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
before you get it, it's all the thing.
Yeah.
And then after you get the thing, the excitement wanes. And sometimes you don't even feel the need to celebrate it because it's just after one day and then it's gone and you're looking for the next big thing.
Yeah.
And so when you feel like you are underachieving, take a moment to think back
Yes.
on how much you prayed for the thing that you have today.
Yes.
How much you alpha houred and prayed and asked your pastor to pray. And think about it. Now you have it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel like a big deal to you right now. Because you already have it, right?
And you know people are praying to get exactly what you have like now.
Exactly.
That you are considering yourself to be an underachiever. People are asking
what
for that.
you are, your reality is somebody's prayer.
It's amazing how
Exactly.
things work. But what you said as well, just again took me back to one thing that I've been thinking about. You said that when you get it, you're looking for the next thing. Sometimes the pain comes when it takes so long and you're like, I'm even exhausted, because I've heard people who have waited for so long just to see what they dreamt about or what they wished for. And when the thing finally came, it's like the excitement was all gone. But I think there's a perfect timing where when what you dreamt for comes to pass, you realize that it came at the right time, because it came at a time I was perhaps more prepared, patient, even wiser.
Yeah.
And so then you get to cherish it as well.
And probably at a time when you have the maturity to be able to handle the blessing, because sometimes you're just not ready. It's just not the right time. It feels like we are preaching this morning. But anyway.
It's good sermon. It's good sermon to end the month.
Let's remember to count our blessings.
Yes.
Let's count our blessings and remember that you are living at least one of your prayers right now. And instead of complaining about it, being praying for a job, you have the job, now you're complaining about waking up early to go to the job that you prayed so hard for. Count your blessings and remember that you're living at least one of them. And like Akable said, your entire existence that you're complaining about is somebody's prayer. They're begging God to give it to them. So cherish it while you still have it. And of course, by all means, aim for other things as well. But remember to be grateful for the things that you do have. And this is the word of God.
Hallelujah.
So say thanks be to God.
Thanks be to God.
You don't go to church.
Blair,
Thanks be to God.
Now just
say
finish
thanks be to
preaching.
God.
Yes. I'm the presiding bishop, so I'll take the offering. And
Lawyer Bishop Joseph Akable. Anyway, we're back. It's a good morning on the show, TV3 Newday. It's a Friday. Today be Friday.
Look at you, don't do that again.
Today's Friday.
Right.
And we're ending the month today, and you're crying to say payday. It's a good day. A lot of things to be grateful for.
Yeah. Me posted something, was it 3 days ago?
Yeah.
Some guy dancing and stuff and said, when you enter pay week, that's how you behave.
Your mood improves.
Yeah.
And then 1 week in, you start asking questions. Anyway, remember you can win some good money on the show this morning by dialing *439#. Cash out with us, *439#. Cash out with us. Today is the last day of the month. We should give you a little extra money, shouldn't we? You know what? We've got 10,000 CDs. We're going to give it to about, how many of you? 10 people.
10 people.
We've got 10,000
CDs.
We're going to give it to 10 of you.
Yes.
1,000 CDs each.
I should have found out
and
from
then
Roland.
We'll see whether Roland has bonuses for us today. We'll see whether Roland and Blair has to give us the bonuses.
Maybe we can call Roland on the phone.
Cash Papa.
Well, how much
Blair,
are you giving
how much
for
do we
bonus?
give? Bonuses, how much?
What's Roland's limit? I have to go.
He usually gives us 300.
No, I need to go and direct.
200 per person.
200 per person.
So you want to give 500 per person?
And how many winners?
10.
Oh, but bonuses are random. So any number
but
of
if Roland
people.
is doing 200 per person, I can't do 200. I have to go down.
Oh, how?
Oh, Roland is my senior.
Hey,
how?
Money doesn't know senior, so.
Please, I can't go above my senior.
All right. Okay. All right. So please play, and then you can win big on the show. And we're going to go straight into this morning segment. Yesterday, we started a conversation on MPs' absenteeism and the Speaker cautioning them and stating that for MPs who are absent from Parliament for 15 consistent or consecutive times, they risk their seats being declared vacant. And it also came on the back of the conversations we've had previously about MPs really needing time off, aside the time allotted for their recess and so on. Well, yesterday, I think the parliamentary attendance audit came out, and it's shown that over the last few months, between January and March this year, covering a period of 43 sessions, some legislators have been absent consistently, some recording over 20 unauthorized attendances, or absences, I beg your pardon, unauthorized absences. And the list has been published. So we have the list of MPs, about 28 of them published, and the number of days they've been absent from Parliament for. If you could take us through the list.
So we have Joseph Frimpong, 22 days. It looks like he's topping the list. In terms of NPP MPs, he tops the list with 22 days absent without permission from the Speaker. And Dr. Nana Eyiwe absent for 14 days, Kwabena Boateng 13 days, Kwekwa Jiman 11 days, NS Yao Enim 11 days. So
this is the top five.
The MPP.
This is the top 5 ranking.
I'm telling you.
In the MPP.
Yes.
So MPP top 5 absentee MPs.
Yes, NDC top 5. Okay. Finance Minister Dr. Kasiel Atoforsin. I think he's been busy trying to get money for us. Ble Nyamiche Ama. Nyameke.
Yeah.
Ama.
It's the same Nyamiche, but
yes.
Nyameke in Zema.
That's in Zema, yes.
Yeah, Nyameke.
16 days. Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, Foreign Affairs Minister, 14 days. Dr. Abdul Rashid Purple, 13 days. John Abdullahi Jinapo, 11 days. Wow. Finance,
top ranking.
Foreign Affairs, Employment and Energy.
Energy, yes. I mean, but well, you know, I guess what you are jumping at is the fact that they are ministers. But when you go back and look at the MPP one, the gentleman who is at 22, he's not a minister. And so the argument that some may advance that because they have ministerial appointments, he's done 22.
Yeah, and that's
22.
actually the highest.
It's even higher than the finance minister.
He's the member of parliament #1.
Yeah.
Top ranking. Joseph Frimpong.
Yeah.
Which
we actually also have English Yamanfro
Botiano.
Yes, I mean, he took over from the MPP man in the 2024 general election, and there are reports that he's actually topping the list of all the MPs who were absent.
Well, some of our favorite MPs were listed as well. Our MPs who I should speak for myself. My sector minister, she has been busy with our sector.
Yeah, but I mean that's the more reason why.
She has been busy with our sector.
These are absentees without permission.
Yes.
So there's the opportunity for permission, and I think that's where they must all get to. I mean, it's okay. Yes, I mean,
but she's just. The number of days published is just 8 days.
So the English
I suppose we shouldn't say just, but a lot.
So in the context of the vacant seats issue, it's below it. Obviously, it's below.
Yeah,
it.
It's below it.
Yeah, it's below
way
it.
below it.
So English Yamanfro, like I said, is topping, and he missed 23 sitting days. So that Felix Akwete Ni Ukle.
23 days.
23 days. So he's topping them. MP for Botiano, English Yamanfro.
Okay.
The most absent legislator.
Is that so?
Said to have missed 23 days. Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we're going to share the full list with you, and perhaps we can have a further discussion on this matter, especially on the back of the Speaker's caution that they risk losing their seats, or they risk their seats being declared vacant. But aside this morning, we've also got big issues.
Yes, we'll deal with the issues surrounding the OSP and the former finance minister and former two bosses of the Ghana Revenue Authority. We'll discuss all of that. There are those who are saying too little, too late. There are those who are saying that, well, if you want to charge them, what are you telling us? And there are those who are also saying that, well, good comprehensive reports put together by the OSP and it should be commended. We'll discuss all of that. We'll also delve into the absenteeism. If time permits, we'll look at that as well. From the angle of how Parliament itself, having time past, failed to sanction absentee MPs. You remember there was a whole committee that dealt with Kennedy Japan, Adjoa Safo, Henry Korte. There are those who are saying that it is that failure to deal with that situation that is how come this keeps happening. People just do not show up. Even when they have good reasons, they do not ask for permission. They just refuse to show up.
Yeah.
All right. And that'll be for big issues. We've also got the finale, or, it's the final day of Pink October.
Yes.
Throughout the month of October, we've been bringing you tips on breast care, breast cancer, the ways to, self-check yourself, and also the things that you can do, the meals that you can have to generally keep your body in a good shape as we fight the cancer, protect ourselves, or be more aware of the things we can do to detect the cancer should you have it, and the things we can do to generally stay healthy. Today is the last day of the month of October, so we'll have our final conversation on breast cancer with our team here at TV3. We've been giving you free screening here every Friday on our premises. So today is the final day. So I'm calling on my colleagues here at TV3 and 3 Group who haven't gone to screen. Please go and screen today. And if you work anywhere close to Kanda, please stop by. It's absolutely free and come get screened. We always wait till the month of October to get screened. That's unfortunate. However, you have an opportunity to do it today. So please swing by if you work around or live around Kanda. Come to our premises and get screened. And then we also have sports.
Yes, we do have sports. Yes, a lot of things happening on the sports front.
Yes,
So,
GPL,
Ghana
Super
Premier
Clash.
League.
Summer
Yes.
text, eh?
Yeah, always for summer takes. Yeah.
Accra House of Oak is playing on the 9th of November against the Plantain team. So Accra House of Oak is playing the Plantain team on 9th November. You're invited to come.
I don't know why this gets to me anytime you say it.
Why does it get to you?
I don't know.
Why you've been supporting them?
Of course, 100%.
And then you have Kontomre.
They're the best team on the face of the earth.
Right now, it's Bibiani that is raining.
Excuse me.
No, Kotoko is
Excuse
the
me.
best.
Excuse me.
Yeah, Bibiani is
Accra
raining.
House of Oak.
Oh, no.
Phobia.
And
Never
see-
say die.
Okay, which, in terms of the
I beg.
fixtures, where are you? Where
I
are
think
placed?
you support the
We are-
Plantain team.
No,
Summertex,
we're actually
Summertex.
with I'm with Summertex.
Summertex,
And I
okay.
think we are 5th in terms of the top ranking teams.
We are number 1. All right. So, so we invite you to please go and buy your House of Oak jersey. Go and buy your jersey and come to the stadium on the 9th. But when our sports team come, we'll speak further about that. And there's still a lot of debates going on about the remuneration for the Black Queens versus the remuneration for the Black Stars.
Yeah.
There's been some debate about equity versus equality, whether they should be given equal pay or equitable pay. And it's interesting. But when our sports team join us, our 3 sports team join us, we will further discuss that. But it's time for this morning. And on this morning, we invite you to join the conversation about the MP's absenteeism. The attendance audit has been published from Parliament. We have seen our legislators, your members of Parliament, and how many times they have absented themselves without authorized permission from the Speaker. The Speaker has said that MPs who absent themselves more than 15 or more consecutive times risk their seats being declared vacant. Now, this statement is on the back of a constitutional provision, Article 97(1)(c), which says, an MP shall lose their seat if, without the Speaker's written permission and a reasonable explanation to the Privileges Committee, they miss 15 sittings during any meeting of Parliament. All right. So that is just to tell those of you who were asking whether the Speaker has the authority to declare a seat vacant. It is actually backed by a constitutional provision. So the list has been published. Parliamentary absenteeism among MPs 2025. And this actually is between the month of January and the month of March. The metric, total MPs listed, NDC MPs, 17, MPP MPs, 11. Total days absent, 175. That's for NDC. And for MPP, 123. Average absence per MP. NDC, 10.3 days. NPP, 11.2 days. Highest absence. On the NDC side, Kazel Atuforsen recorded the highest number of absent days on the NDC side, 17 days. And on the MPP side, Joseph Frimpong recorded the highest number, that's 22 days. All right. Then total number of MPs listed, 17 on the NDC side and 11 on the MPP side. All right. So this is just a table to describe the situation to you. Now, we've shown you our top 5 on the MPP side and then the top side on the NDC side as well. Our callers are now joining us.
Yes, Majina joins us. He's our first caller. Good morning to you, Majina. I hope you're well. Tell us what you think of the list that has come up.
I am good, yeah. Where is the fate of TV3 today?
What do you mean?
I mean, Roland.
Roland is around.
Okay, greet him for me.
Sure.
He is an asset for TV3. Dear, please send this signal to Sambi Jamfi that I need him seriously. Sambi Jamfi, wherever you are, and I hope you are watching TV3. This is your brother making up a scene. I need you seriously. So if you have my contact, call me because I don't have your contact. Very urgent that I want you to have you. So I am taking advantage of TV3 to send this message to you.
Yes, if you can share your thoughts with us.
For the MPs, you see, I think last week I sent and I cited with the speaker where he was asking or he was praying that we should give them a leave. We should grant them leave. I started and I raised concern that their work is very tedious and sometimes they don't get time to stay with their families and relatives. But then, deliberately, some of them also absent themselves from Parliament without any reason. More especially the opposition party. Why should a member of Parliament in the opposition side be the highest, absented himself from Parliament for more days than those in government? Because for the finance minister, it makes sense because he is a finance minister. Sometimes some travel can come emergency, which he cannot go to Parliament to report himself. That one, it makes sense to me. But you in opposition, you are not holding any cabinet position, a ministerial position. But you are absented yourself, even not reporting yourself to Parliament. So it is deliberate. So as a state, we need to find a way to punish people who does not go to Parliament, but does not report officially to Speaker that this is the reason A, B, C, D, why I'm not able to make myself available before Parliament. So it doesn't really make sense to me. And I have observed one thing. Our laws, it is now technicalities. The Speaker has power. The Speaker does not have power to invoke somebody from Parliament. It doesn't make sense. So what is written in the books, it must be practicable. Like what, before the election, see what the Parliament and Supreme Court. Supreme Court says, you don't have that. Parliament says, I have that. So our laws, we need to sit down.
Thank you very much, Majina, for calling us and sharing your thoughts with us.
And we have more callers joining us. You can call us, share your thoughts with us. The list has been published. List of MPs who have absented themselves from the business of Parliament, from attending parliamentary sittings without the authorization of the Speaker of Parliament. And the Speaker has told us that MPs who do this 15 times consecutively without permission will risk having their seats being declared vacant. And this is backed by a constitutional provision in Article 97. We have another caller joining us.
Yes, Edward joins us. Good morning to you, Edward. Tell us where you're calling us from. What do you think of what we're discussing today?
Good morning. My name is Edward. Like I said, I'm calling from the Shell Camp, Gateway precisely. Please, my concern is for about 2 to 3 weeks now. We don't have water. Our water is not flowing. And nobody is telling us anything. For past these days now, we cannot even, I can tell an authority, we cannot even bath twice in a day. So it's very disheartening and nobody is attending to us. Nobody is telling us anything. We are just living just like that. And please, I'm calling so that if you can check up why are we facing that kind of challenge? Because we are very suffering. Indeed, we are suffering. I tell you this morning, I didn't bath before coming to work.
Oh.
The water now the coupon gallon they are selling 1 for 70. And how many can you buy before you?
Ghana Water Company.
Where does he
if
live?
you're Michelle Camp, Ghana Water Company Limited, if you're watching us, or perhaps this gets to you sooner or later, please, Michelle Camp, 3 weeks, he's saying that they haven't had water.
So my concern is not about these MPs. We know that our MP, we have not heard from him for so many years now. So
who's your MP?
Yes.
Michelle Camp.
Our MP is Joseph Akwete, and for him, I don't have any reason to describe him or to say anything about him. I hope you yourself, you don't even know him. Like, do you even know him? Madam Bishop, or do you even know him? You don't know him. So we are very sorry indeed. The water crisis here is very, very, very challenging to us. And please, if something can be done to us, fine.
Thank you so much.
It's very, very difficult.
Thank you,
Thank
Edward.
you.
Yes, Edward calling for Michelle Camp. And his main concern, he said he's not really concerned about the MPs, but he's sending a message to you, Ghana Water, yes, Company Limited. Michelle Camp hasn't had water for the past 3 weeks. And so if you're able to attend to them, I believe the people there will be very grateful. And perhaps even communicate really why there is that challenge so they have an understanding of what's going on.
And this water issue is becoming a major problem. I think we should do a full show and let people tell us what's happening in their communities with the water situation. No, there's a problem in Teshi as well.
There are a number of places in Accra that don't have water.
Yes, a number of places.
Yes.
Perhaps we'll address this, we'll allocate time to it to discuss it and invite the Ghana Water Company to let us know exactly what's going on. But you can also call us, let us know what your thoughts are on this morning's issue on Parliament, MP's absenteeism from the House. Johnson has just joined us on the phone lines. Hello, Johnson.
Yeah, good morning, madam.
Good morning, sir. You're welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you. The MP's absenteeism from the Parliament is very bad because that is where the constituency vote them to go and legislate for them. If they are not going there, you see what will happen is a lot of the constituencies are watching them. Next election, some of them will lose their seat if this continue. Because the people will see that, they are not serious. So once I vote for somebody who is not serious to go to Parliament and then legislate for me. No, I would rather look for somebody who will be serious. So they need to take this seriously. At such a time, especially the opposition people, and for those who are in the cabinet, and for them, I reason with them. But where I disagree with them is at least they should give the respect to their leader. At least they should respect their leader. I'm going here and ask permission. But if they too are not doing that, then the leader has to come out and then publish their behavior, then it is not good. It will damage their own thing coming the election. Because the primaries will come, even those who think that they are in the stronghold, they also can lose. Because people will see that, no, these people, if I vote for him, they will not even go to Parliament. So they need to work on that and then so that we can move as a country. Thank you, madam.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for the call. We appreciate it. You can also call us. Our phone lines are active. Let us know what your thoughts are. Let us know if your MP's name, is on the list. Let us know if they have been spending time. Perhaps they spend a lot of time in the constituency, and that's why they are absenting themselves from parliamentary business.
The time in constituency, is it not when they are on recess?
Well, we said last time that the recess time is the time they are supposed to use to rest.
Yes, in the constituency.
So they can't be in the constituency when they're resting because being in the constituency is work.
And I loved the argument Roland made the last time when we talked about this, that if you have, let's say, 40 days for your recess, you can plan it such that
you allocate some time.
Exactly, some time for yourself and your family. And
if you're in a constituency where you can easily win or you can easily lose, you can't rest.
It becomes a difficult.
You can't rest.
Yes,
because by the time you wake up in the morning, there would be a queue, a line outside your house with funeral problems, GMO, water issues, environmental issues, school fees, medical bills, advice, unsolicited conversations, and you have to be able to attend to all of them. Yes. As an MP, that's what we have made it.
Yeah.
So they have to be able to attend to the personal needs and concerns of their constituents. That's what it is.
And it's not just their homes, it's actually in their offices as well.
Yes,
You see
yes.
queues.
Yeah.
I mean, I was shocked when I was in uni and I went to visit one of my lecturers in his office. He was a deputy minister at the time. And there was a long queue of people who were coming to see him with all sort of stuff. And it just got me amazed. And that's like how many years ago? And I'm told it's worse. I mean, people's homes.
I'll tell you a story
It's crazy.
from way back when you are done picking the call from Nkrumah's
Yeah,
era.
but we have Big Moses. Big Moses joins us on the phone. Good morning to you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us. Tell us where you're calling us from and what you think of what we're discussing. There was a question whether your MP is even on the list. Tell us.
Yeah, I thank all of you this morning. I really appreciate your show. Really, my MP is not among them. But as someone earlier said, if you have a leader leading you into something and you want to go on a way to do something, you need to alert your leader so that he will also be aware that this of my member is not around. But in a case you are living without creating awareness with your leader, it means you don't respect the leader. So I will urge the members of the parliament to do their work very seriously, so that those MPs that are absent in the parliament, they should be dealt with, so that the rest will learn much from them. I think that is what I have this morning. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Big Moses, for calling us and for sharing your views with us.
There's a message from Prince Nana York. He says, publishing the names of the MPs who cross the floor is a positive step, that is in terms of absenteeism, by the Speaker, allowing constituents to see how their representatives in Parliament are either working or not for them. I hope this serves as a deterrent, but if the behavior continues, their seats should be declared vacant. And another one here, you are complaining about now. Talking about plantain, you don't worry. That one will deal with.
Oh, sorry, I understand it if it bothers you, but if you support a plantain team, I can't help you. Really.
I mean, the point I was making, there's a book by it's private secretary by Erica Powell, Nkrumah's private secretary, and she recounts how people were coming into Nkrumah's private residence to see him, and one of them, when Nkrumah asked her what a gentleman wants, he said he had a problem with a wife. The wife has decided that she wants to divorce him, and he's come to sort the intervention of the prime minister at the time. And so Nkrumah said that she should let the man come. The man came in, he spoke to the man, and then the man left after. He said, he was going to handle it. And the man, Nkrumah was telling the secretary afterwards that those are some of the things that she needs to be dealing with, because obviously people who want your marriage problem to be solved cannot be coming to see the prime minister. And we are talking about the 50s, the early part of around
so
50.
It has always been part of our politics.
It's always been part of our culture. I mean, people go with all sorts of problems. They believe that once you wield political power, you can solve even marital problems.
And you see,
once you wield political power, you can solve financial problems.
Yes.
Once you wield political power, you are wise. And you will be able to solve relationship and marital problems, criminal matters, funeral matters, land-related disputes. It just doesn't end. You know, it just doesn't end. But let me read some of the messages coming in from you who are texting us. Prince Henry from Koforidua says, my MP is not on the list, but he doesn't seem to represent us on a good note. Always bad notes. New job in South MP. All right, so well, I read the rest of the message in my head. Okay, good morning to you, Na, and your colleagues there. You see, this is exactly what I said. The Speaker should deal with those MPs who are absent from Parliament. All this has been caused by the Chief Justice, Gertrude Tokon Former. If she had thrown out the case brought before her by Honourable Ofenyo Makin and allowed the Speaker to deal with them, it would have served as a deterrent to others. Anyway, sweet Ashoko. I'm still expecting you at Hogbacha Show Festival in Angonga. Yes, we are coming this evening, so we'll be there tomorrow for the Grand Deba. That's from Kotoka Courage, inside Angonga, Lashibi Volta. And Nene Gaddafi from Ilokrobo says, members of parliament that absent themselves without permission is very bad. Some of the MPs at the majority side are cabinet ministers, which added some more load on them. So with that, the Speaker and the constituents should tamper justice with mercy. God bless our homeland, Ghana. All right.
But you know, Brother Ben says that the Speaker is the cause of this absenteeism.
What did the Speaker do?
He is not punishing them.
Okay.
Yes, so, well, as we talk about that, there's a world-class university right here in Ghana, Rosebank International University, a strong South African university and a brand of the ADV Tech Group, Africa's largest private education provider with 146 schools across 5 African countries and over 100,000 learners, and partly owned by the World Bank through the IFC. Rosebank International University is fully accredited by the South African Qualifications Authority, the British Accreditation Council, GTEC in Ghana, City Guild UK, and Capsicum Canary Studio. At Rosebank International University, we offer a Doctor of Business Administration, MBA, Master of Science, and Master of Philosophy in Digital Marketing, Bachelor of Supply Chain Management, targeting professionals in freight forwarding, customs, etc. We also offer hospitality and culinary arts, available at diploma, undergraduate, and postgraduate levels. Our ICT has BSc Information Technology in Business Systems and IT Computer Application Development, all carefully designed to equip you with the skills and qualifications needed for a successful global career. Our mission is simple: inspiring excellence. Admissions are now open for January 2026, and you can visit our modern campus at Airport Commercial or Pebia House, Accra, or apply online at www.riuc.edu.gh. Rosebank International University, building global citizens. Let's go to Hajia now, who joins us on the line. Good morning to you, Hajia. I believe you're calling us from Medina.
Yes.
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 Hi,
Good
how are you
morning.
Today? Good morning.
That's the voice of the Medina MP lawyer Susu and the voice of Alhaji Rauf Tanku, the new Hajj Board chairman. Yes. Madam, you see, we freedom fighters, we say it as it is. Whether you like it or not, we will say it. And we hope that people will listen. This absenteeism of MPs, our MPs, is very, very, very uncalled for. But you see, sometimes we don't blame them too much. When we vote for MPs in the community, 3-4 months time, you see that people will start complaining. When they see some of us, especially some of us, we come openly to campaign for one particular person. They will be seeing us. We don't see the MP. We don't see him. He doesn't come to programs. When you need power, you come to us. But when you get the power, we don't see you anymore. You see, forgetting that even if your child, if you send your child to go to school, and then 3 months, not knowing that when he leaves home, he doesn't go to school, he will go and stay somewhere, doing something else. When you see the child, you will not be happy. It's the same way. When we send them to parliament, let's give them the chance to go to parliament and work in our interest. What we need to expect from them is what they bring to the community, the development, the help that they will bring. And then, you see, sometimes, as NDC is in power, our MCs, let's ask them, because a lot of projects comes from the local government. So when the local government projects come, it is the MCE that will be doing it. While the MP will be saying that, I'm pushing the law for what's to come, fine. But you see, when our MCs goes to programs, they don't acknowledge the MPs. Instead of an MC, when you go to program, you tell the program that, on behalf of the MP, I'm here to do this ABCD. They don't do. They will go and be touting for themselves because they want to also come and contest the MP in the next elections. That is our problem. When we stop saying that we don't see our MCs as programs, we don't see them at our various houses as they used to come in campaign time, this is what will be happening. I pray that my MP lawyer Sosu will not be part of these absenteeism, so that Medina will see why he doesn't always come to our functions unless when they are break. When they are break, my MP, he goes everywhere. So Medina people, please be calm. Projects will come. He's pushing. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Haja. Very vociferous, right?
Yes. I think I said this yesterday. I'm happy when the women call.
Yes.
Hajia is a freedom fighter.
Yes.
So, you know.
Yeah, and she knows how to express her views exactly
yes.
as she wants to express them.
Anyway,
yes.
Thank you for calling, Hajia.
Yes.
You can also call us and let us know what your thoughts are on the matter of the MP's absenteeism and matters arising. The phone number is on the screen. You can also comment on our Facebook live stream. We'll read the messages as we go. If you haven't cashed out this morning, you want to do so, dial *439# and win big. I have a very special birthday shout going out. If I don't do it this morning, I'm going to be in trouble. So special shouts to Nee, my hairstylist, hair mechanic, GH mechanic. You do all of our hair. Everyone who has natural hair in this house has interfaced with you at some point. So happy birthday to you, Nee. Thank you so much for always keeping our hair looking so pretty. We love you so much. Happy birthday, hair mechanic GH. And special shouts also going out to my MCE, Israel Ajete Ochemma.
Roland Walker's favorite surname.
Roland Walker's favorite MCE. Kuzo, good morning to you, sir. I hope you're having a wonderful time, and thank you for all the good work you're doing in Teshi. All right. We have an LPM for King Crackers. Your favorite biscuits?
Yes.
Your favorite biscuits?
Well, let's talk about it. Now, hunger can strike anytime, but Royal King Cracker is always on standby. When you need something enjoyable to munch on, a Royal King Cracker brings the crunch and the buttery taste. It fits right into your day, morning, noon, or night. Royal King Cracker, take chalk. Hey, take chalk. Take chalk. Take chalk your hunger. Just grab one and enjoy. This advert is approved by FDA.
So Blay is hungry. Blay, I'll make a cup of hot chocolate for you. Okay.
No, I have my thing. I just have to grab one.
Take chalk your hunger.
Yeah,
What is it? What is in the cup you've been bringing to work? What is in the bottle?
Oh, today is green tea.
Are you sure?
Today is green tea, yeah.
Are you sure?
We'll verify. We can always verify. Yes.
Because Blay always has a bottle. And the bottle is opaque, so we can't tell what's in it. And soon after he drinks whatever the content is, he gets very excited. So green tea it is.
Yeah, green tea.
Okay. All right.
Today.
Well, take the biscuit.
Yeah, I'll take one.
Take chalk up. All right. Well, stay tuned. When we come back, we will bring you the big issues on TV3 Newday. Stay tuned.
Thank you for staying with us here on New Day on TV3. It's time for Big Issue, and the first major item we are dealing with has to do with issues surrounding the SML deal. Yesterday we heard from the Office of the Special Prosecutor. The Special Prosecutor himself addressed that major news conference in which he let the nation know in great detail the extent of what his office has uncovered in terms of the investigation into this particular matter. And the SML deal is a familiar story we should all be familiar with, because the investigative report by the Fourth Estate was put out in 2023. And the Office of the Special Prosecutor was petitioned to look into this matter. Simply a story about revenue assurance, about upstream and downstream petroleum revenue, whether we are getting what the nation deserves. And so GRA was pushing through to sign a deal with this particular company. And if you listen closely to the OSP's trajectory, he talks about the fact that the company was registered shortly after the registration, initially as SMEL. The company, a request was sent via the GRA to the Public Procurement Authority for approval to sole source the company. On 3 occasions, it was turned down with the PPA simply saying that the company lacked the capacity. Now, subsequently, we are learning from the OSP that the company was brought in more or less as a subcontractor to West Blue that was also executing another contract. Then eventually, when the West Blue contract came to an end, the GRA entered into the contract directly with SML without the approval of the PPA. In terms of the limits as well, because it was going for more than a year, they also did not get parliamentary approval as has been provided for in the Public Financial Management Act. And so these are findings that those of you who have followed closely, you see that were also reflected in the KPMG report. That is a report that was commissioned by the presidency. But the OSP's disagreement is how KPMG treats some of the findings, particularly about whether or not the work that was done by SML resulted in an improvement in the revenue flows. The OSP takes the view that the KPMG conclusions appears a bit contradictory, especially because in one breath, KPMG says that, well, there was a revenue improvement. KPMG nonetheless says around that period too, the issue of price of products on the global market also played a role. And so they are making a point that, well, you cannot in one breath say that it resulted in an improvement and another breath attribute it to other things. And so those are all matters that the Special Prosecutor touched on quite closely. And the conclusion is that they are going to file charges against 5 individuals. So we'll tell you about these 5 individuals shortly. But first, I want us to take a listen to Kisie Jabin, the Special Prosecutor, as he addressed the news conference yesterday.
Complaint dated 18 December 2023 and addressed to the Special Prosecutor by Evans Ezia Momensa, Ajua Adubia Owusu, and Manasseh Azuri Awuni, journalists with the Fourth Estate, a non-profit investigative journalist project of Media Foundation for West Africa. The complainants petitioned the OSP to investigate contracts between MOF, GRA, and SML for possible corruption and a breach of the Procurement Act. The Special Prosecutor, upon determining that the complaint was within the mandate of the OSP, promptly authorized relevant officials of the OSP to commence preliminary investigation into the matter in accordance with Regulation 51B of LI 2374. The preliminary investigation was conducted with as little intrusion into the privacy of individuals and the business operations of corporate entities as the circumstances permitted. Following the KPMG audit, MOF, GRA, and SML acted on the KPMG recommendation of the consideration of shifting from a variable to a fixed fee structure in respect of downstream petroleum products audit. So by a memorandum of understanding signed on 1 November 2024, they changed the variable fee mechanism to a monthly fixed fee of 22,629,204 cedis 95 pesos, being they stated equivalent of 1,432,228 United States dollars.
That's Kisie Jabin, the Special Prosecutor there. The next steps is what we're all looking out for, and he's announced that by end of November, that is just next month, tomorrow is actually next month, he'll be filing charges against 5 individuals. That'll be coming up on the screen right now. First is Kenneth Nana Yao Ofori Atta, Ghana's finance minister between 2017 till some time around 2024 thereabouts, when his position now moved into an advisor at the presidency. Ernest Akore, who we understand worked closely as the chef de cabinet to Kenneth Nana Yao Ofori Atta when he was at the Ministry for Finance. Then also Emmanuel Kofi Nti is a former Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority. There's also Amishadai Owusu Amwa, Reverend Amishadai Owusu Amwa, also a former Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority. Then there is Isaac Krentil, who is a former Commissioner of the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority and General Manager, currently General Manager of Strategic Mobilization Ghana Limited, SML, the company at the center of this particular matter. And there's Kojo Damwa, who is currently a Member of Parliament for German South Constituency. He's also a former Commissioner of the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority. And so you see the trend there. There are two GRA bosses and there are two former bosses of the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority. And so one took over, one was in office, the other took over, continued with the SMO situation. Same with the Customs Division as well. But the lawyers for the former finance minister, they have been speaking, and very interesting commentary coming there. Frank Davis is one of the lawyers for the former finance minister. Just listen to what he said. He says, coming to narrate and talk long and needless English is a conviction in itself. He, that is referring to the special prosecutor, says he is going to charge him. He should go ahead and stop this gimmicking. Come on. Is this the first time the OSP has come out to say something about Ken Ofori Atta? That's the question he asked over there. Once upon a time, what did he tell us? That Ofori Atta should either come to this country or he would force his entry. I mean, come on. Amateurish and childish fights. Let me tell you, Kenneth Nana Yao Kuntun Kununku Ofori Atta is not afraid of prosecution. Let the car roll for the OSP. The accused person will have his vehicle. So let's stop this theatrics. That is via Joy FM. You're speaking on Joy FM. Frank Davis is one of the lawyers for Ken Ofori Atta there, and very interesting views there. Let me introduce you to my guest in the studio. Ibrahim Maleba is a legal practitioner, member of the National Democratic Congress, and Director General of the National Road Safety Authority. Good morning, Senior.
Good morning. How are you?
Very well. Ebo Bachman is Deputy Communications Director for the United Party. I almost said Movement for Change. I need to get used to this quickly. It's been almost 3 weeks already. Ebo, it's always good to see you.
That would have been pardoned.
We are getting used to it.
Yeah. You would have to get used to it.
Yes. And Prof, as always, right close to me, Professor Enoch Opoku-Antwi is a governance and a policy analyst, author of some very interesting books that you should look out for. He has some book also coming up quite shortly. Good morning, Prof.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm very well, Prof.
I want to begin this way. We need to understand what life is. And if you want to understand life, visit 3 places: the hospital, the prison, and the cemetery. At the hospital, you will understand that nothing is more beautiful than health. At the prison, you will see that freedom is the most precious thing. And then at the cemetery, you realize that life is worth nothing because the dust that we walk on will one day become our roof. So we all need to be humble and stay focused in life.
Thank you very much, Prof. And I mean, it sits within the message that I shared with Na and Beatrice earlier on about the most important gift being life. How a lot of the time we run around chasing so many things, and just within the flicker, it all comes to an end. And thank you very much, Prof, for sharing that with us. Let's zoom right into the conversation. And let me start with Prof right next to me. I mean, there's a story that we've all known about since 2023, and the OSP now telling us that in November, at least by close of November, charges would have been filed against these 5 individuals. But they give a bit more detail about the work that they've done over the period. I mean, what are the thoughts when you read through the report and the questions, the concerns, the OSP, and the next steps? What are the thoughts on your mind at this point?
Waka, good morning to your listeners everywhere in the world and the viewers. I think that when I look at the personal stealing, the professional stealing, the political stealing, and all these scandals around, I become depressed. Why? Because people ask me, Prof, ebe on my future. So if the future of this country is being mortgaged away in such strange contracts, then I don't know what is going to happen. But Marcus Aurelius says that we can commit injustice by doing nothing. If we decide to say nothing and do nothing, then our country will continue to be like this. But I'm also surprised about a lot of talks, media briefings talking about what we're going to do. So a typical example is what the OSP has come to say. Some people are saying that he's part of the problem. Others are saying that he's doing his job. But if we are going to prosecute somebody, go ahead and prosecute that person. You don't need media briefings on all these because it is only at the court where people also defend themselves, because the law presumes that everybody is innocent until proven guilty. So we go to the court, and then the court will verify evidences, and then they will make the determination of a judgment. That set everybody to go and sleep. But when we hear a lot of media talks about what we're going to do, it's like somebody who is coming to slap you and say that, I'm coming to slap you. Of course, then you are putting me on my guard. But if the OSP is saying that November is going to charge all these 6 people, because there are faces to these problems. We have GRA, former CEOs, customs, former CEOs, and politicians. So 222, GRA, customs, and politicians being involved. What that means is that there are faces to this crime, so to speak. But I want us to put this into perspective. If you look at the SML contract, and the contract says that SML is going to have a fixed percentage of revenue. That is curious, that you are signing a contract and there's going to be a fixed percentage of revenue from every liter of petroleum product that you buy anywhere in Ghana. They have a fixed percentage. That means they are going to have their hand in everybody's pocket. Then every barrel of oil Ghana produces, they have a percentage. Then every ounce of gold Ghana produces, they have a percentage. Then additional revenue from imported goods at the ports and harbors of Ghana. So they were going to have about $500 million in 5 years. Look at that. People look at the IMF money that were given to us in tranches, 300 million, and there was Kenke Party, you remember, to celebrate 300 million. And then people are just scheming to loot 500 million because they will have their hands in just by stroke of pen. I look at this woman, what's the name? Comfort Nchua. She was sentenced to 6 months in prison with hard labor for stealing 1,384 cities. 1,384 cities. Comfort Nchua, 6 months with hard labor. So look at all these monies. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I'm just a layman. I'm depressed about what is going on here. And if you look at the corruption that is going on, the youth of this country have been so patient for different governments. And the corruption is going to be like a glue that will be stuck on the wall that they cannot take their hands off anymore. And the youth will begin to cut their hands off.
I see. Well, the OSP says he's going to charge 5 individuals. And Prof, he also says he's seeking to recover a total amount of 125 million cedis from SML by way of disgorgement of unjust enrichment of overpayment by the return of the benefits of this amount. It's obtained unfairly at the expense of the Republic. There are those who would respond to your point about whether the briefing is necessary to say that, well, he's been doing a lot of work. He just wants the public to know how far he's come. Else people keep saying that they are not doing anyway.
He's not the only person who has been accused. I think the Attorney General has also been accused of the same thing. People are saying that, yes, it's okay to be briefing us every day about developments, but we need action. And I'm telling you that people will want to vote for NDC again if about 10, 15, 20 people are set as an example. Because I told you here that I saw Kwame Pepra and Ibrahim Adams, all those people, at a jail in Kitikrachi. That time I was working there. Some people have died because of alleged corruption. There's a university at Eau Claire, University of Wisconsin, Eau Claire. I like their logo, the power of if. So if these people have really committed this crime, 125 million Ghana cedis, and then we have the evidence as the OSP or the Attorney General are saying, we, the people, we cannot sentence anybody to jail, right? It is the courts. And then they all know the processes of the law because they are all lawyers. Take it to the court. The court is the only place that these individuals can also produce counter evidence to say that, no, I'm not guilty. Why am I not guilty? Because I have these documents to support my claim. Anybody who make any wide allegation of, is accused of something, you have to come to the court and then defend yourself with your evidence. The game at the court is evidences. So once you come to judge somebody already that we have found this and we are going to prosecute that person, what are you waiting for? You remember the Ethiopian Enoch? He said that I've heard the word and this is what are you waiting for? Baptize me. So let's go to court. And then if the power of if again, if indeed they have committed this crime and stolen the money, jail them so that people will be happy.
And let me come to AB now. And AB, I mean, because of your experience as a lawyer, I mean, the concern that Prof raises, yesterday a colleague shared the Fourth Estate's story with me, the Fourth Estate. And he just told me that I should read the Fourth Estate story. And when I'm done, I should read the OSP's report. And the point he makes is that 3 journalists investigated that they don't have the power to call for documents, they don't have the power to invite people to question them. They investigated that and put that out in December. That was last year, 2 years ago, 2023 actually. Now in December of 2023, they petitioned the OSP for investigation. Kenneth Ofori-Atta was the finance minister. He's been in this country. Then all of a sudden, the year passes by. The next year there's election, the party loses, and we are in November of 2025, and we are being told that charges are going to be filed against Kenneth Ofori-Atta. I mean, we know that criminal investigation is a lot more difficult and cumbersome, but this does not give people confidence in the work that the outfit is doing.
Don't forget that the previous administration simply interfered in the work of prosecution agencies. I'm not the one saying it. Martin Amidus told you people that Kenneth Ofori-Atta even came to his house one day at dawn to stop him from pursuing a certain matter. So under the previous administration, interference in the work of prosecutorial agencies was known. So if you are asking the question, why has it taken so long? The answer is this, I'm telling you. And it's not every public official who is like Martin Amidu who can say it as it is and walk away. So probably, good radiance. The people of this country also fought the canker and got away the government, which has now freed the hands of prosecutorial agencies, and they are now doing their work. But come to think of it, I just heard you read my senior's statement about Kenneth Ofori-Atta. This is what I want to tell people like him and the MPP. Perpetrators of crime should be sensible to the sensibilities of we the victims. For 8 years, Kenneth Ofori-Atta and this government have abused Ghanaians. 8 years. As a Ghanaian, you got up every morning, there was a scandal somewhere. These are our resources. For 8 years, we were abused. Tell me that in this country, under the MPP, there wasn't a scandal every other day. Okay, let's even say that every other week. And it's not just for 8 days, not 8 weeks. I'm saying 8 years. Now, the law is catching up. And we have lawyers saying that by the mere fact that a prosecutor, a special prosecutor, has come to inform the people of this country what there is, it amounts to conviction. Me, I will love those convictions every day. Because for 8 years, whenever I'm talking, go back to the 8 years I'm talking about. For 8 years, we have been abused as ordinary Ghanaians. So, this press conference was how many hours? And you are already crying. How were we crying? How were we, Ghanaians, for the 8 years, crying? So, why? This is done in every jurisdiction. Prosecutors come out in the US, in the UK, to inform the public. They need to know basis. For God's sake, he's not a private prosecutor. He's a public prosecutor, and he needs to carry all of us along. What is this by once you come and make those statements when somebody is convicted? Why? We were convicted for 8 years. We, the people of this country, were convicted for 8 years. And so, I think that they are running away from their own shadows. Look, yesterday, in the UK, Prince Andrews was stripped of his royal titles. Was it a court that did that? Was it a court that did that? In fact, under UK rules or system, he needed to be sent to the House of Commons for a debate. But the royal family itself felt that this was too bad, and they went ahead and did what they did. Why? In this country, in this world, don't we blame Adolf Hitler for, is it the Second World War or the First World War? Don't we blame, who has sent Adolf Hitler to court? Who has said that? So if things are pronounced, if things are pronounced as they were pronounced under the MPP, where you didn't need to even open your eyes and you could touch corruption. You could close your eyes and touch corruption. It is too pronounced. Under the MPP, it was too pronounced, such that as part of the reasons why people went to the polls was to fight corruption. Corruption was one of the issues on the front burner. And people think that this is an ordinary case. This is an ordinary Banchi and Bordia cases. This is an extraordinary case. These cases are extraordinary. Look, do you know that their style of corruption has even become romantic? Now, when you steal, your spouse also steals. Do you know that their kind of corruption is not a romantic type of corruption? And you say that we should keep quiet. We shouldn't talk about it. We should only go to court. When you were abusing it for 8 years, and we were quiet and hoping that one day you'll be out of government, you think that it was easy. So I tell them, keep quiet. People are doing their work. Go to court. When they go, follow them and do your work as a lawyer. But to say that going to the media and then talking about it means a conviction, I, Abraham Alba, on any day, will love that conviction. Because for 8 years,
okay, but
we have been abused by these people.
Yeah, but Senior, I mean,
every day.
You make reference to what pertains in other jurisdictions in terms of the commentary and everything.
They need to know.
I mean, the concern people raise is that by your training, you are supposed to presume a person to be innocent. Now, if the matter goes to court now, for instance, these cases against these 5 individuals, in the event the court finds them not guilty, the public basically struggles to accept that decision of the court because of what they've been told in great detail in the public. There's no other outcome that satisfies them. That should be of concern.
It is not a concern at all. Every case will be taken on its merits. People know what is right and what is wrong. If, for instance, you go to court as a prosecutor, like in the Malema case, where you say that Malema had a gun, but the one who gave the gun to Malema was set free. That one, people say that, but the one who gave the gun, you understand? People know sense of justice. We know, when we have a sense of justice, we know. When it is right, we know. When it is wrong, we know. So forget about that. Yeah. But the people must be told. Because under the previous administration, the type of corruption that took place was filthy, was ugly, was unprecedented from the day a president was sworn in till the day he goes out, all everyday corruption. Why?
And finally, to you, the point you make about political interference, you blaming that perhaps for why it took the OSP so long to come to this point. And then the question that one would ask is, would he have the political will to investigate current appointees? Would he have the political will to be able to do that? Because if the person is in the country and because of, interference, you made a reference to Martin Amidu. The difference is, can we trust that he can do that if there's the same circumstance arises this time around?
In the previous elections, I think in 2020, I asked Ghanaians, if you were traveling out of this country, between Dada Adodan Akufo-Addo and John Drama, whom will you leave your child with? Don't you know I was talking about character of a person? So the character of a leader will show whether there will be interference or not. In any case, we have Martin Amidu who came out to say, let's wait, let somebody also come. Then you'll be asking me those questions. But for now, I am aware, even this morning, a colleague of mine is being invited to special prosecutor. You know that or not?
No, I'm not aware of that.
You know that. You know that. In the past, there would have been strings pulled and the person will not go there. So we are in a different situation. We are in a different environment now. We are in a different, type of governance. The people of this country chose for good governance and we are delivering on that score. So look, Frank David himself was a board chair at DVLA. Has anybody called him? So it's not as if we just go about targeting people. It is because your stewardship left some question marks. So I have told my people, every document you sign, do a copy and put it in the house. Do a copy and put it in the house. That's what I'm doing. Because a day will come when I also bring my documents here and show, you said I did this, is that it? That's how we go about it, where we have gotten to. And let me say this, political appointees have become an endangered species. People are looking out, and we must all ensure that we do our things well. But this MPP administration that just left was made up of people who, as if their government was like what we call the Scorch F policy. Those who did history know about what I'm talking about. When you say Scorch F policy, it is when you win a war and you defeat your opponent.
The spoils of the battle.
Yes, and the spoils of battle. When you are retreating back to where you came from, every living thing, you burn it so that even if your opponent comes, he cannot survive there. That's what's called Scorch F policy. They behave as if this country was their property, and so whatever they got, they grabbed. And today, if there's a new government, you should be mindful that there will be some investigation. And you see, let everybody know that in this country, our democracy is competitive. I've been saying it, but people don't understand what is meant by competitive. At any time, the people can change. That's what it's meant by competitive democracy. If you forget today that the MPP has 88, they used to have 66 under but they came to power. It is a competitive democracy. You can never have one government ruling like we have in other countries, where you have Cameroon, you have 98%. We are not there yet. We have not dismantled our democracy to that extent. You see? So you must know. You get it? So the MPP, they need to understand that this is the time to account for their stewardship. Okay. And there's nothing to be convicted about when they come and tell the people that this is what you have done.
Let me welcome into the studio as well Professor Smart Sapon. Professor Smart Sapon is Director of Research and Innovation at KSTU. Prof, thank you for joining us in the studio this morning. Last week you joined via Zoom. Let me come to Ebo before I come to Prof. And Ebo, I mean, the OSP's work, I mean, those who are, so there's the complaint about it took so long, then there's the bit about, well, if you read the report, it appears very thorough. It appears that a lot more went into it, and even the OSP even disagreeing with some aspects of the KPMG report. I mean, from where you sit, satisfied with what we've seen, especially the next steps, charges to be filed and looking to recover more than 100 million cedis from SML?
It is difficult to be a Ghanaian at this time. I'm telling you. If you have followed the kind of cases, corruption cases that have come up, and the kind of money, the amount of money involved, and the ease with which these people steal, it will be difficult for you as a Ghanaian not to be angry. And I think we have not been angry enough as a people. That is why people find it so easy to engage in corruption. I agree with AB. We've had corruption cases in this country before. But the kind of corruption we have witnessed in the past 8 years under the Nana Akufo-Addo Bawumia government is mind-blowing. It is, I mean, since 1992, I have been doing politics, except that at a point in time, some 10 years, I went off. But the kind of corruption we used to hear, I remember, let me tell you this. E.T. Mensah, they said E.T. Mensah had made a gate, electric gate. It became an issue, national issue for discussion related to corruption. They said the late Nana Kunedu had bought jacuzzi. It became a serious issue. Look at the amount we are hearing and the kind of people involved. 39 years, 30-something years. They are not even up to 40 years. And look at the kind of corruption they are engaging in. And you wonder, what kind of system are we operating? If we are operating a system that makes it so easy for people to steal, but so difficult to recover and punish, and that is a broken system. And that is a system you are practicing. And that is why some of us are happy that for the first time we are seeing a president who is prepared to fix this system. Mr. President, fix it to the latter. Fix it to the latter. Because the system is broken. That is why these young men and women would have the effrontery to be engaging in the kind of activities they engage in. The amount of money, they are not even afraid. I said even Americans respect dollars more than we Ghanaians. Look, if you hear some of the amount. And when you hear people, the youth, you see, let me speak to the youth, I'll come to the issue. You see, when people steal like this, they are stealing your future. It is your future they are stealing. And so when they steal and the law catches up with them, don't go on the street and defend them. Don't ever do that. Because all this amount that went to individuals, for them to buy properties, if those amount of money had been used to put up some factory in your village, you would have gotten a job to do. If those amount of money had been used to build hospitals and clinics in the villages, your uncle who died because of lack of hospital in the village would have survived. So we are talking about serious issues here. And some of the comments of Rata is not afraid of prosecution. Now, why did he run away? Then why did he run away? He should come if he's not afraid of prosecution. We are in this country. We were in this country. That man quoted Bible more than most of the pastors in this country. In the 8 years that, for 7 years that he was a minister, always portraying himself as righteous, not knowing he's even worse than the devil himself. And when you sit down for these things to happen, you see, we gave this country to a family to loot, to kill and destroy. And we sat aloof as a people for 8 years because they had people who aided and abetted. We should be serious as a people. The only way we will save this country is to make corruption expensive. Sarkozy is in prison. Is he not in prison? Former president of France, for just taking money from Libya to support his campaign, is in prison. Someone says, whether God spoke to him or whatever, he spoke to God, said he has wasted $97 million to create a hole. He's free. He's a free man. Can you imagine the opportunity cost of that amount of money? That money, what that money could have done? You should be serious. You should be angry. So the politicians, when they are stealing, they will think twice. But the legal system, the judiciary, please, let's not allow corruption cases to run 6, 5, 7 years. 6 years, we deal with it. We dispatch it. If the person is free, go home. If you are not free, then the Lord catches up with you. Then the Lord deal with you.
Did you say 6 years?
6 months, I guess.
6 months. I meant to say 6 months.
6 years.
So, yes, the OSP, you see, me, I have a problem. I've been defending OSP, but I have a problem with his style. I have a problem. I think, as you rightly said, this SML issue should have been dealt with long ago. You see, if Kenneth Folata is the main star in this issue, and it's not in this country, how are we going to succeed in prosecuting these people? Because all of them will reference him, and it will be difficult to prosecute this issue. So whatever it will take to bring that man down, let's bring him down. If his lawyer says he's not afraid of prosecution, you should come down. Enough is enough. And let's not repeat a mistake that we made in 2016. It was so clear a family wanted power to amass what for themselves, and we fell for that thing. And the consequences is what we're experiencing. Now let me say this, and I say it without any malice, but I say it in the interest of this country, that given the astonishing level or scale of corruption that we have witnessed in the last 8 years of the Nana Akufo-Addo administration, I think the nation, if you want to kill or cure this issue, we will need space and time to deal with this matter. That is why I believe that MPP should stay in opposition for a long time, so that whether it is NDC or any other government will have enough time, because the cases are overwhelming. There are so many cases. Go to ECG, go to Ghana Water. I mean, go. It's like in economics, we say we call something indifference curve. One of the features of indifference curve is that it is everywhere dense. So corruption is everywhere dense. Go to every institution. In the last 8 years, Akufo-Addo. So I've been asking myself, those I didn't go to Jubilee House when he was a president. I've never been to Jubilee House before. Did he have a bed in his office? Was he really sleeping? Because if you're a president and you could sit down for some of these things to happen, your appointees to engage in this level of corruption. And so what were you doing? All that he was interested in is free SHS. Say anything, free SHS. Whatever you say, they say free SHS. Look at the results. Look at the results we've had. My brother, it's so painful that we will struggle to go and borrow money. Listen, let me end on this. Okay. You see, the painful thing was that people who legitimately made their money, teachers, nurses, businessmen, professors, technicians, they said, after 60 years, I can't work. So I will go and put my money with the government. I will save with the government so that when I can't work again, I can depend on that money to live. You, after stealing, destroying the economy, did not fall on the money that you stole to fix the economy. The legitimate money that people made is what you fell on to fix the economy, leading people to death. Look at the number of people who died because of the DEP. And the system is broken. Mr. President, let's fix the system. If you don't fix the system will fix itself. And it may not be good for all of us.
Let me come to Professor Sapon now. And Prof, Ebo talks about the system being broken. And going through the OSP reports, if you don't like the OSP reports, you can take a look at the KPMG report. There's an interesting part. The fact that the company had submitted the name of the company 3 times to the PPA. The PPA said the company did not have capacity. A company that had just been formed. So they decided to go through by it being a subcontractor of a company that had a contract. Then when that contract ended, straight ahead, it is handed over to the company. The OSP and the KPMG report both make the point that payments were even being made automatically without even verifying. So when it's time for payment, the money just goes no verification of even checking to see whether the work has been done. And I'm thinking in my head, I call someone to come and clear the garden. I go and I'm supposed to pay. The first thing I do is I go and check whether the garden has been cleared. But these are millions of cities. And even in presuming them innocent, we can all see what appears to be a system problem that we have on our hands at this point in time.
Okay. Lawyer Blake, good morning.
Good morning, Prof.
Gentlemen, good morning. Yes, so let me start this way. From where you just ended, in my view, interest can make everything possible. You appear surprised that some will be demanding legitimate claims. Not to belabor the issue, but as we speak, University Book and Research Allowance is yet to be released. Very valid. In those days, you would have some people demanding very genuine demands.
Some have received, yes.
Some have received. Majority are yet to receive.
But some have. You have to say that some have received, yes.
No, to the extent that UTAG has issued
a statement on that.
Yes, it tells you it is a serious issue of concern. And it's just to make the point that sometimes you see nurses, teachers, persons who are driving the economy seriously, demanding some basic things from governments, but they don't get. But then you hear that other less priority projects are receiving funding. It tells you interest is driving it. And it doesn't start with the previous government. I pray it doesn't continue with this government and its appointees. To the extent that if you hear demands from the left, demand from the right, people are crying on the street. Still you hear, there was a time I heard of Parliament deciding to build a new chamber. At that time, we needed money badly as a country, but it appears they would have gotten money to build the parliamentary chamber, if you remember.
Yes.
So I think that sometimes when you hear those things and you are surprised like you appear to be, think of interest. With interest, things gets done. So advice is both to the current appointees. Make sure that you prioritize the distribution of the national resources. Do not be driven too much by your interest. Else you would even fail to inspect things you're supposed to inspect before releasing funds, and you'll be caught up one day. So it's current conversation on previous administration. I think the challenge we have now is the deferment of some of these things. The systems that must check daily to ensure that we prevent those things or perhaps prevent it early seems to go to sleep when the government is in power and gets awakened only when the government is taken out of power. So that is where we have a problem as a country. OSP tried to prosecute some of the previous government while they were in office, but we all know the challenges he went through. There was a time he came on TV to come and sing Kankwanoma, those things. Yeah. But we should get to the point as a state where we will prosecute things as and when they occur, and not to wait for sometimes.
Earlier I was making a point that December 2023, the OSP was petitioned, and if you read Manasseh's reports, the OSP's investigation basically confirms what they had put out there. And Keno Furata was in the country from December 2023. Yes. He was in the country in 2024.
I think it is fair for him to answer that question.
For him,
yes. Why he couldn't start the investigations under Akufo-Addo.
But the answer is obvious, that he was frustrated.
The answer is what I gave, but he must hear it from him.
Okay. So system frustrated.
So that is my first concern. That's my first concern. And then secondly, the judicial system Ebo was talking about. They appear to be prolonging some of these things, or in the past, I don't know whether they would speed up things this time, but in the past, cases can span for more than 8 years. Today we talk about the nolle prosequi issued by Attorney General over cases that were pending in court. The cases were being procured. The lawyers will tell you the wheels of justice grind slowly. Yes. But then there were allegations that were made in the past in respect of some corruption cases. And Ghanaians were looking to the speedy execution of those cases in court. Today, we are confronted with some of the cases that has commenced in court. The whole of yesterday or last 2 days, I hear it was just to go and discuss bail terms. And then another day has been set for the case management, not the case itself, the case management meeting. Then another adjournment will come for perhaps opening of the case and all those things. You are the lawyers. In my view,
it'll take about a month for them to ask them to file disclosures. When they come back, there will be all those interlocutory appeals that may even come in, like it's happening now. I mean,
yes. So in my view, that is the legal system we appear to be confronted with. If we can do something about it, let's do. Because many Ghanaians would want to see the speedy closure to some of these cases. If there will be some recoveries done, fine. If people who have committed such crimes as has been charged against them would be imprisoned, or, I mean, whatever the verdicts will be, we would want to see that. As for branding the whole government or a president as perhaps sleeping on the job or those things, sometimes some of the appointees are the cause of the blames that goes to the central government, even though the back usually stops with. Today, President John Dramani Mahama is in office. With all good intentions and love for the country, he would want to address things that comes to his table with all the seriousness and in the interest of the Republic. But sometimes, those along the line, you will see them try to play smart and things will not get to the president. I just want to pray that this time, transparency would play out everywhere in government so that light will be thrown on things that some appointees will be doing.
I mean, those who disagree with you, I mean, if you pick this particular instance,
yes,
the report was put out, the presidency commissioned KPMG to audit it under Akufo-Addo.
Yes.
Oforiatta served the entire 8 years as an appointee.
So I have said...
I mean, when the report came out, the KPMG report came out, we all knew that they did not get the necessary approvals.
Yes.
So at that point in time, if the president was dealing with the matter as he ought to, he ought to have taken action
against
against
that is where my earlier point on interest comes in. So what I'm saying is that if we take out the interest, things could be done. Even in the OSP's office or in the courts or elsewhere, if things don't exchange hands undercover, genuine Ghanaian legal system can prosecute some of these things as fast as, I'm not alleging they take some bribes, but we've been here in this country where we came across a report and a video and those things where some members, very senior members of the legal system were trying to compromise the legal system based on some of these things. So what I'm saying is that those who have been appointed, you have just been appointed to serve the president.
Okay.
Don't commit some of these things and later, when it is exposed, it disgraces the entire government.
Okay.
Now, the case of AG coming to talk about the issues even before he goes to court and all those things. I have said it somewhere and people disagreed with me. This is a political space. The AG is a political appointee, even though he's a senior lawyer by all standards. And in politics, we have the object and then the optics. Sometimes the objects are the details that are discussed in court and all those things. But the optics are the situation before the court, before it gets to court. Yeah, so he thinks that, and however you disagree with him, he's a lawyer, he knows that he is not supposed to presume somebody guilty until the court of competent jurisdiction finds him so. But he thinks that to satisfy the expectations of the people, the political space, he must address the issue to the people. For me, as much as many people disagree with him, he is doing the political bit of it. It doesn't mean he will not go to court to address the issue legally. But the optics is as good as the object. And for me, Ghanaians would then expect him to be giving update on it. The case you told us you were commencing in court, how far? Maybe in 3 months, or 1 year, however the time space may be. He will come and continue with it. I just pray that in the subsequent updates, he, the agent of the court, will not come and make it look like the court is the one changing the nature of the case and not the case traveling its natural course. For example, if he places charges maybe 15 and the court begins to strike out some of the charges, I'm not saying that is going to happen, but if it happens so, in his update, he must come and present it so that, oh, I went with 15 cases, but the court has found it needful to limit it to maybe 5 or so, and not to pass comments that would create some doubt because it doesn't go the way he started. He knows very well, he's a senior lawyer, he knows very well that not all the charges you profess against somebody gets sustained in court. And I'm sure in the updates, I will check in his commentary or in his in his demeanor, whether he still believes in the legal process going on, because it can't all be the optics bit of it as against the legal bit of it.
Okay.
I will end by pleading that the court should please try and speed up processes so that we get to the finality. My brother Ebo was talking about 6 months. Perhaps it will be too ambitious for 6 months. But at least,
it can be done.
But at least in a year, I think that however they drag the issue, in a typical 12 months, a case before a court, we must find finality to it. The more it drags, the more they find space to perhaps pour sand into the or water down the effect and expectations of the people. All right.
Prof, you made some notes, some points you want
Yes,
to make.
what I want to add is that we're tired of the optics. There have been so many optics going on. Justice, the people can say whatever they want to say, but it goes to court. And my brother was talking about the striking of the cases. We've had the national service issue where 21 counts, and others, both of them went and they said they are not guilty. So the court is the only place that people will come and defend themselves. I had this white friend who was an attorney in the US, and he told me something strange. He said, you know, anytime you're driving at night and the police stops you in America, put on the lights in your car, put your hands on the steering wheel and don't move, because that police officer has a gun and can kill you. Whatever they say, don't say anything. But when it goes to court, then there is that time that you can also respond to whatever happened. So courts is the finality of everything. And we need justice to prevail, because there are a couple of things. Perception. You know, perception even starts in our wombs. When we are in our parents' wombs, perception starts. That is why when it's too warm or anything, you see the child moving. Now, from perception, we go to association. What can we associate with? Unfortunately, most of the kids and children, Americans will say kids, you know, British will say children. And Kwame was fighting with me last week.
He's not here today. You're free to use it.
I decided not to, argue on that tangent. But what can you associate with? Unfortunately, since the Fourth Republic, and we know even why Rawlings came, why Nkrumah was overthrown, it was all these corruption. From 1957, when we had independence, and then from 1966, that we had the first military coup, it was all corruption of the government, and yet it's becoming worse. So what are we associating ourselves with? The perception, the association, then our evaluation of it before we come to the decision making. So the people are evaluating that, is it the case that people go into politics just to amass wealth for themselves, and that they don't care about the other people? Look at our public goods. Our roads are terrible now. Our water system, the corruption even go to the Ghana Water Company, it go to the electricity company, it go to hospitals. And somebody asked me, Kofi was asking about where were the boards. Well, the boards do policy approvals, policy direction and the approvals of major things. The nitty-gritties of operations, every day that goes on, you will not know. The board will never know. Because if somebody is going to steal money and put 2,000 kids or children into the National Service Scheme and then get money, then ask about the banks. We have the anti-money laundering institutions and all those things. What were the banks doing that people can go and take money from, huge money like this, and nobody reports? I was telling a story at UTV, Ebo was there, that I went to take money, $10,000 from my account. I sat there for about 6 hours, and I was confused. What is happening? Then they said, no, you need to talk to this person. So they have the Patriot Act. The Patriot Act means that you cannot take $10,000 even to the airport. You have to declare it, or they will seize it at the airport. You cannot travel with that. And you cannot withdraw $10,000 from your account. They respect that money because you might be using that money to fund terrorists. So the Patriot Act means that you need to report anybody coming to the bank. So they reported me to the Federal Bureau, and then they checked my records and said, okay, he put the money there generally so you can give his money to him. The same way that we expect that due diligence from the banks. All these monies, they are working with the banks. And you see how huge cash being withdrawn from the banks, and they have a cabal system within the bank system. That is not helping us. I'm going to conclude by saying that the decisions of the people, if you remember what happened in Rwanda, that those who don't have shoes kill those who have shoes. If everybody wants to steal money because they are in government, so we still have the Oforiates in the current administrations. We still have some people who have started doing the same thing. And they should remember that the way the rain did, the same way the sun will do. So we should be careful. Okay. The tangent that we are going is not good for the nation because we are far behind in infrastructures. I'm being told that the Kasua Road will be completed in 2027. Why 2027? In Europe or North America, this can be completed within 6 months. Yeah. Why are we putting our people in a suffering way when the money is there? 500 million for SML. 500 million. Look at this road could have been completed within 6 months. And then the justice system, please. If our judges become corrupt, then we are doomed. So we expect them to deliver justice. Ghanaians expect that those who have really stolen money, let me put it in that blank state, those who have stolen money should be prosecuted. Let's go to court, send them to jail, so that it will be a deterrent to those who want to be in government.
Abi, 1 minute final comment on this issue.
No, I've said what I want to say, but just that Kenneth Oreta himself has shot himself in the foot because his own conduct by running away from this country is a clear indication that he knows the extent of damage that he did.
So he's going for treatment.
And this is the first time under the Fourth Republic that a finance minister has run away after his government has taken over.
He had said he was going for treatment. He informed the chief of staff, previous and current, before he left.
Even if it is treatment for amputation of his leg, I'm sure he could have walked there by now to come. This is not a child's play. This is not a situation where we can just say that, oh, Oforiatta is not in the country, so let everything pass. This Oforiatta has done, look at his enterprise company.
Took over SIC.
Took over the work of SIC. And state institutions were now asked to go to enterprise, and that's the SIC nearly collapsed. It's not that they are trying to revive it. You don't do that. And you had a president who, when it comes to Oforiatta, he never hears, he never sees, he never will talk. To the extent that 90 or 88 MPs went to you to say that this is your cousin, check him, he's bringing our government down. Nana Akufo-Addo will not listen. So, for me, whatever look, let me tell you. If this were the olden days, these were the offenses that they stone people to death. These were the type of offenses. Offenses that affect the entire state. Or these were the offenses that they will banish you, they will walk you to a forest and say, go. Because you were a bad nut in the community. Okay. That is how serious it is. If I'm to go traditionally and let people know. There are some offenses in the colonial period, not colonial, pre-colonial periods, when people were stoned or banished. Thank God, Jesus Christ has come. Today I'm preaching. Jesus Christ has come to turn around those things.
Reverend
Ebo first, a minute.
You see, the point I want to make, and in respect of something that Prof said, that sometimes blaming the president or no. But you see, we have something we call...
so you have to point.
Yeah, Prof Sapon. It's the issue of ultimate responsibility. For example, we didn't vote for Hanan. Of course. We voted for Akufo-Addo. So when Akufo-Addo is appointing someone to occupy the position, he should do due diligence. Then also, you need to be monitoring, because if you send someone to go and do work for you, and you sleep, expecting that the person will do everything so nice and as expected, then you are not a leader.
But a leader cannot see everything in
No,
presidency. You have to coordinate.
I'm talking about the scale. Look at it, Prof. Look at the scale of corruption.
I know
That's why I said we've had corruption cases in this country before. Are you getting it? But the scale this time around is too much. And I'm saying that if you had sent someone to go and do something for you, Prof, you should be able to find out whether the person is doing the thing right or... Because 8 years, and some of them stayed in office for 8 years, and from day one, they were engaging in corruption. So that is why I'm saying that the system, in fact, the system was broken completely by Nana Akufo-Addo and some of his family members.
Okay.
Yes, and some of his,
yes. So 3 legs to it. On this table, I have I can see we have advised appointees to be watchful, because just as the rain did, so the sun could also do. So I think it's a good advice. I just pray that we can think of Mother Ghana at least for once, so that we will not come and recycle this thing 8 years. Every 8 years we have people being charged before the courts for corruption and all those things. The second thing I think we have done this morning is to say that the courts, we beg them. We beg them. They should help us. In fact, the politics will come. AG will come and explain the cases and blah, blah. It will become political debate in town. Why did you do it? Why didn't you do it? It is not legal. It's not this. It's not that. But whether it was legal, he did it or not, would have to be addressed or properly dealt with by the courts. Yeah. So we are pleading on the courts. You are the last people we want to hear from, so that you can validate what AG came to do or maybe discredit it. And then the Ghanaians can judge that, oh, what he did was purely politics, and that the court has even vindicated or somehow validated or otherwise what he did. So I don't have much problem with what he is doing. Where I will have a problem is if the courts begin to act. His updates, I have said that, his updates should also be fair to the courts. Okay. Don't say that you went with 15 cases and the courts have only held 5 of the cases and you're angry with the court and all those things. No. Let's allow the courts to. And that's why I'm pleading with them as my final comment. Pleading with the courts. Please don't disappoint us. Don't drag this thing for too much. We are between 6 months, as proposed by Ebo, and 1 year, as I think, even if there are overlaps and stretches, you don't have to go beyond. Okay. Then we can properly come and discuss the outcomes.
Okay. Let's do some messages before we switch and deal briefly with the last topic. This one here from Ralph Akuse. You say that the past government thought and are still thinking that this country was given to them. They should wait. If NDC fails to do justice, the youth of this country are just waiting. Musa Abatu Asawase, you completely agree with Abraham Amaliba. The level of misappropriation under the Akufo-Addo and Bawumia leadership is truly irritating. The SMLJRA scandal in particular is an insult to Ghanaians. How can a group of people boldly conspire to dupe the state with such blatant disregard for the law? The government must ensure that anyone found guilty should face the full consequences there. This one from Stephen Pen from WA. You say that the OSP should walk his talk and stop blaring almost all the time. We want to see a scorecard. Remember how he discontinued several cases involving high-profile government appointees. Since 2018, the OSP has no scorecard to show. OSP, please set up. Well, they have a lot of periodic reports that they issue that updates the nation on what they are doing. I know that quite recently they secured a conviction in a matter that involved Charles Bisu. The other accused person actually entered into a plea agreement and pleaded guilty and was convicted. But let's talk about Parliament.
Texas has said something that if the NDC fails to do something, the youth will rise.
Yes.
I want to tell the MPP, it's better they are going through what the NDC is doing with them than when the youth rises.
Okay.
That one is brimstone and fire. And there's no place to run and hide. That may even consume some of us who are sitting here.
Yes.
So we don't need to get to that point. Because these guys, this unemployed army, are a cake of gunpowder just waiting to explode. Me, when I drive and get to this thing, there's street lights, and it's red and you stop. Some now even think that it is their right for you to give them money.
Yes.
We are getting to that point.
Yes.
And you see how I'm talking passionately, and people, you don't listen. If you don't listen, it will consume you. I hope that by that time I'm gone.
I mean, and I mean, the traffic lights.
We talk about the.
We'll do the now. And you know, the traffic light you talked about, I had that experience. The guy stood in front of the car. He said, if I don't give him money, he's also going to move.
The light was red. Boy scratch it. When I because I've been giving, he used some metal to scratch the car.
Yeah, we've all seen the scenes in Kenya when Parliament was attacked. I think even at the time, one of the incidents, some of our MPs they had gone over there, they had to be taken away and all of that. So those are not things that we all look forward to, and that's why we are having this important conversation. But let's talk about Parliament now, because the concern is being raised again that MPs are not showing up in the House. They are simply not turning up to work. The Speaker is frustrated. This is a very familiar story in the last couple of years. If you think it's not familiar, let me point you to the fact that another previous administration, there were a number of MPs. I remember Sarah Safo, Henry Korte, Kennedy Japan, who is running to Lady MPP today. A whole committee was set up to look into it, that they had absented themselves a number of times, and whether there was a basis for their seats to be declared vacant. We know that that report never got to its logical conclusion, and there are some of you are already saying that this is why the MPs are still not going to Parliament. A number of them, I'll give you some of the data and when the discussions go, but let me start with Prof. Next to me.
Yes, this
is a problem.
A quick one on that. It's a big problem because if you look at 28 of the MPs that have been listed for not attending to Parliament, and their charges that repeated unauthorized absence in the first quarter of 2025, that is 10% of the percentage of Parliament that don't show up. So if you use 28 out of 276, multiply that by 100, it's 10%. And that 10% don't show up at all. Now we go to policy and pleads. I see the speaker pleading that if you don't show up, then you will be taken out of Parliament. What does the policy say? You see, in leadership, you set up a policy and you become a linesman. You know, watching the policy. So a linesman doesn't care whether it is Ronaldo or it is Messi or whoever it is. If you are outside and I see it, you are outside. That is what leadership is supposed to do. So the speaker should apply the policy. We know that even some people were not going to Parliament House and some people were signing in for them. So there are a lot of things that has been going on there. If you have corruption at the apex, at the top of it, that then the fish is rotting from the head. That shouldn't be the case. So I am saying that let's apply the policy of Parliament instead of the speaker pleading to them that if you don't show up, then we are going to take you out, because that is going to take another process. If you don't show up 3 times, then what happens? America has a policy at most workplaces that if you are late 3 times in a whole year, you are fired. Once you do it, you don't even go and show up and beg because you know you flaunted the policy and you're out. We should apply the policies.
We agree that, I mean, the speaker, he simply failed to deal with the Adjoa Safo and the others, that situation. That's how come. Because this has been happening for as long as I can remember. The MPs don't go to Parliament.
Yeah, Akable, you know, we are practicing representative democracy. And that makes Parliament the heart of our governance system. Without Parliament, we don't have the kind of democracy we are having. Because the essence is to have everybody represented there. That is why the MPs themselves must know that they are not representing their political parties, but they're representing the constituencies. Because those who voted for you may be maybe 10% or 2% of the population of your constituency. But the point is that you are there to represent everybody. And therefore, it is not what your party says that you should do, but what your people expect you to do. Because they sent you for a purpose. And so, if you have a situation where people are not participating in the legislative process, because you are there just to do that. You are not there because you are the...
That's the main job.
Yes, not because you are the finest guy in your constituency or the most intelligent person in your constituency. They were looking for someone to send, and you availed yourself, and they sent you. Go and be part of the legislative process so that we can come out with laws to regulate and govern our country. So if you have a situation where our lawmakers, the very people who make the laws, are not obeying the laws they make, then you have a situation. And that is why I agree with the speaker that this issue, it should be very serious about it. I think the man is frustrated because of the fact that people the numbers are not showing up in Parliament. And you see, once again, what does the law say? Article 97 of the Constitution. I saw shall. I didn't see may. What I saw there, shall. If you absent yourself 15 times without any reasonable whatever, you shall vacate your seat. And so, once again...
15 is too much.
Once again, are we enforcing the law? You see, check it for me. Any country that has developed, and we call them developed countries, they make sure they enforce the law to the latter. That is why they jail ex-president, they jail top politicians without any fear or favor.
And Prof. Sapon, I mean, there are those who make the argument that it's because of the system that we have currently. And I mean, that's the provision that Ebo made reference to, 97(1)(c). An MP shall lose their seat if without the Speaker's written permission and a reasonable explanation to the Privileges Committee, they miss 15 sittings during any meeting of Parliament. And Prof, if you look at the list of the NDC MPs who were absent, so number 1 is Kasila Tuforsin. We know he's the finance minister. Number 3 is Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, foreign affairs. Number 4, Rashid Pelpo, Doc, he's a minister for labor. There's Kwabena Minta Akando, there's health minister. There's the local government minister also. Then there's the attorney general as well over there. There's the lands and natural resources minister. There's the tourism minister. There are those who are saying that it's because of that requirement of a majority from parliament. That's what is accounting for this.
Lawyer, you've done justice to the numbers. So to those who are just going around with the numbers, let's relax and understand. I don't know the position of the law. You've read the particular law that makes all of them compelled to appear. Is it needful that we amend the law to make room for those that would have to serve both the executive and parliament at the same time?
Yeah, but the requirement is still that with permission, if you can bring back the provision so that we see. So even if you are the finance minister, at least it should be easy for you to obtain the permission.
There are some level of permission that are inherent. There are some type of permission that are
So written permission and a reasonable explanation to the privilege committee, but without the speaker's written permission. So you should be able to
I am of the view that then perhaps there should be a template for them to fill if you become a cabinet minister, for example, so that you are automatically granted permission for days that you are absent.
Okay.
Because it can't be that for any other day you won't be in parliament or will be absent.
You just state that I'm away for 1 week. So.
Okay.
So those 22 now, what are we doing to them? It says 15, the law says 15, and now some have 22 absentees. What are we doing?
The 22, you check the 22. Let's be fair. Let's be fair. The 22, eight of them are cabinet ministers. 8.
So you see the problem, separation of powers. So cabinet ministers, if a member of parliament, you should not be appointed into the executive.
Until
that is changed.
I think Speaker and Parliament must acknowledge, especially the circumstances of the cabinet ministers. I'm not even speaking for deputy ministers. I see some deputy ministers in here, but at least for the 8 cabinet ministers, some of whose names we started mentioning, their work would definitely require that they are absent for some number of days. And I don't think I saw you wanted to stress on the SHA and the SHA and the SHA. Are we just going for the SHA, oblivious of the fact that they are also somewhere doing very important activities for the Republic?
Okay.
So 19 of them.
Prof, I disagree with your SHA.
The 28 has 19 and 9 NPP MPs. The distribution of the 19 NDC MPs, I think 8 of them, I can be here and spare them, speak for them and plead that, we know they are cabinet ministers. But the 11 who are not cabinet ministers, those ones, we would plead that they try and pay attention to parliamentary duties as much as they want to do.
You are pleading on this?
They are less than the 15. They are less than the 15 days. Some are less than the 15 days. So we have 8 days for
before AB comes in, do you think if the numbers in parliament were to be tied,
they could have found time, they would have found.
Someone went to parliament in an ambulance. But AB says it's a cultural.
Why did you say that one so fast?
Because I'm not saying it. AB, I think it's a cultural problem as well, because while he's making the excuse for the ministers, if you look at the MPP list, the first MP, 22 days, he's not a minister.
So
he just does not want to go to parliament, or he does not think he should take permission.
He doesn't care to represent your people. He decided to
also calls into question the commitment on the part of people who decide to put themselves up to go to parliament. Are you committed? Some people, look, there are just people who just want to say, me MP, just to, and people have other ideas of being MP, to give them opportunity to do that, do this. So it also calls into question your commitment as an individual, whether that is where you want to go and work. That one we need to also understand and get it clear. But I also think that inherently, the way Parliament is structured also causes all this. The latest one is when they said they were going to be sitting at 2. And that they want to use morning to 2 o'clock to lobby. But how do you know when your lobbying will end? Because when you get to the minister's place, and you have to wait, you are waiting. So, and if you are in discussions about employment for your people, and it's 150, and you've not finished, and you are asking for more, 2 o'clock will be there, and you will get there, and you are still there. So, I think they should revert to in the morning, close at 2, and then you can go and do what you want to do. Yeah. Because once you leave and go and do what you are doing, to come back to Parliament, and it's not even good for they close at 8, 9, it's not good for their security to close that late, you know. So I think they should revert to the 10, and then you can see the numbers rising.
But maybe we need a tight parliament again, so that
we need some people to be used as an example. If somebody for 22, and the law says that the constitution says that it's 15,
for me, I think
breach it. So you don't have any business to be there.
Yeah, for me, I think the main problem
the policy
is
that parliament is a part-time job. Most people don't know. They sit half of the year they're supposed to go back to their constituencies. So they have a lot of space to do things. And why they are not
going back to constituencies.
For 6 months they sit, but 6 months they also allow them to go to their constituencies. That provision is made. So why are you not showing up to represent your people?
Okay. So you don't have to trade the 6 months you are supposed to be in.
Because at least you would have. I didn't hear my MP. Ricketts.
His name is not in
Ricketts' name is not in Ricketts' name is not there.
and if you are doubting the seriousness of this,
and Raga,
you should go to Parliament when they are doing like actual clause by clause consideration of bills.
Yeah, only few people.
You sometimes less than 10, unless someone is tired and he says we don't have quorum before they abandon.
That one, I can tell you, it's a boring thing. That one, it is. But that's what, if you don't have the skill,
but Council,
you enjoy
it. That's what results in the
because it's about deleting and inserting.
Yes.
And excuse me, grammar self is a problem for some.
Yeah.
So how can they be sitting there and be doing that? When you get to,
you sign up for that.
When you get there,
you all go to work sometimes you don't want to be there.
That's what accounts
there are many things that you don't want to be.
That's what accounts for the quality of laws that are passed. Because the main consideration proper.
And I'm saying that some of them, when they sit there, have nothing to add.
Exactly. So the quality of living individuals we send to our parliament, we should watch it. It's not everybody.
They have nothing to add. That part is the difficult part.
That's all time would allow us for this segment. My guests this morning have been Abraham Amaleba, Director General, National Road Safety Authority, Professor Smart Sapon, Director of Research at KSTU, Ebo Bachman is Deputy Communications Director for the United Party, and Professor Enoch Opokwentry is a Governance and Policy Analyst joining us every Friday. Now, if you want to look smart and fashionable, visit any Woodin boutique nationwide today. Woodin offers an amazing collection of authentic African fabrics and ready-to-wear that come in beautiful designs and colors for men and women. With Woodin, you can get creative and versatile with your designs. Be confident and show off how truly African you are in Woodin. Go to a Woodin boutique near you today and choose from a variety of trendy products to complement your unique style. And this one, you can get Woodin by following them on Woodin Fashion at Facebook, on Instagram as well, Woodin Fashion, and on TikTok at Woodin_fashion. I have gone to Woodin already. What I'm wearing here is by Woodin as well. So you can also get the same thing by being creative. I'm going to talk about the biscuits once again. The biscuits that we spoke about yesterday. Yes, you would have to. Professor reminded me last week. You have to deal with a Shadrach there. So pick up your day the Milky Way with a rich, smooth taste of peck milk shortcake. It is a pure delight. Yes, today no wrap. Yeah, but this is peck here, so you can look out for that as well. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we have sports. Don't worry. Shadrach will sort all of that out. But just before we go for the break, happy birthday to Dennis Puaberry Wedam. My senior as well. He's a lawyer as well. He works right here with us. Happy birthday to Dennis. Dennis, fantastic guy. I'm sure they'll put up your picture much later on at some point. One of those pictures where you're doing your things. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.